I am Amy Astrid and welcome to MCM London Comic Con. So this is another series of the Vidfest Diaries where we will go around and have a chat to some of the creators that we have here as part of Vidfest. So yeah, come along with me to have a chat with some of the cool people that we have here today. We are here with Ed from Game Hog. How's it going?
It's going all right so far. MCM's always good fun, and it's nice to be back for another October once again.
Yeah. So how many have you done now?
Oh goodness, this is our second, I think this is our fourth MCM in total, but our second October. So yeah, it's nice to be back again.
Cool, yeah. So you're here on your own this time. What's that like?
It's slightly scarier. Harry is here, he's just not here today, basically, and so I've been kind of left to man it myself. Luckily, we've got quite a lot of friends who are here this year, so I haven't felt totally alone and left out to kind of push Game Hog by myself. But it's been all right actually. I think I've done okay.
Oh, yeah. So for anybody who hasn't seen Game Hog before, tell us a little bit about it.
So Game Hog are a comedy gaming channel. We started in 2016 and we've been going strong ever since. And so currently at the moment there's been quite a few changes at Game Hog, but we're focusing on a lot of Let's Plays, on a lot of live streams. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you know where to find us. We're at Game Hog and come and join the community.
Yeah, cool. So how long have you been making videos then?
So I've technically been making videos for longer than Game Hog's been about, but they've all been for smaller channels or they've been in kind of different guises for other people. But Game Hog's been going, like I said, since February 2016, and the content of that's remained fairly consistent at the moment.
Yeah. So how is it working with Harry, working in a pair?
Well, the thing is, we've changed the dynamic quite a lot recently because Harry and I used to work at the same company, and then I was fired from that company, so now that we no longer work together, so that's made things a bit more difficult. So a lot of it's basically me on my own in my bedroom now, which I've tried to make look less like a bedroom and more like a studio, but that's not gone so well so far.
Yeah. So how have things changed since then?
Things have changed quite a lot because we used to have a studio and things which we would use. It was basically our office at work, and so the dynamic and how it looked shifted. Obviously it went from being...
So what do you love about Comic-Con?
I think I love all the vibrant personalities you meet, and also the fact that there's so many creators, not necessarily just YouTubers, but artists and comedians and actors and people who are all incredibly creative and just really, really enjoy what they do. And it's nice to see that passion and see other people get passionate for it. That and all the cosplay, it's just great, isn't it?
Yeah, what's been your favourite cosplay so far?
That's a tough one. I think I've seen one guy who's been a giant Mr. Poopy Butthole from...
I saw that, yeah.
He was great. It was absolutely brilliant. So maybe that.
Yeah, cool. So, what can we expect to see from you in the future?
So from me in the future, there's going to be quite a lot of opportunities with Game Hog and also Game, the company. So you might be seeing me involved in some opportunities with them. Hopefully we'll have a couple of series. There's a lot of new Destiny things coming to the channel, more live streams becoming more prominent, and hopefully just carrying on making content and shouting over video games as usual.
Cool. So what's your favourite kind of video that you've ever made, whether it's a specific video or a style of video?
I'd say my favourite video we've ever made was probably our Christmas special, because it was a kind of 9-minute comedy sketch based on the Christmas Carol. Okay. And it was about the games of future, past and present, and how I hated all games, and Harry played the ghosts, and it was really, really fun. So we're looking forward to pushing that again when Christmas rolls around.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, is there anything specific that you're really looking forward to at Comic-Con this year?
Well, we've got our panel later on today, which again I'm doing solo, which I'm slightly nervous but excited about at the same time, but it's just great to see all our friends again. I love coming here and seeing all our friends. Like, we've got people who are from the Summer in the City booth as well as the guys in the Vidfest area, so it's just great to have all of us together again.
Nice, yeah. What are you going to talk about in your panel?
Ooh, we've got a new game which we're trying out, which is Jaden or Jean-Paul Sartre, which is it Jaden Smith or is it Jean-Paul Sartre? It's a lot harder than you think it is.
Okay, that sounds good. Right, well, thank you very much for chatting with us.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you have a lovely weekend.
And you.
Hello! We are back here again with Getting Back with Dave Benson Phillips. So we have Dave with us here today as well. How's it going?
Going great, yeah. Yeah, we've managed to find Dave. It was a bit of trouble getting in the building, but we found him.
It is. It's full of people.
It is so busy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely huge. I've done the odd convention, but I've never done anything on this size or scale at all. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Cool. So tell us a little bit about your show that you've been working on.
Yes, Getting Back with Dave Benson Phillips, featuring me, Dave Benson Phillips, starring as Dave Benson Phillips.
Yes.
Do you want to be the same part in this?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes,
Andrew
so-
knows what's going on.
Well,
Okay.
it's a spoof documentary starring Dave Benson Phillips as the
Is
new
it?
the new king of social media.
That's right.
Yeah. So we see him enter the world of YouTube, managing this fallen, failed vlogger who's become toxic. He's sort of offended everybody, and we've got some great people in it. We've got Pat Sharp from Funhouse, Ewan McIntosh from The Office, who was here yesterday, and you met him yesterday.
Yeah.
And Dave is brilliant in it. He's absolutely fantastic.
Just basically, I get to play myself, which is a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah.
I had to really research into the character, get into the depth of the
Dig deep,
character,
yeah.
dig deep into his backstory, and come up with something that was altogether a unique performance.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we were trying to get Michael Fassbender, but he turned us down. So we thought Dave
He
would.
also wasn't sure about wearing black makeup. He's very concerned. Is Michael Fassbender?
So how was this process different to kind of what you've done in the past?
Always. Do you know what? It's actually extremely different. A lot of the stuff that I've done, I mean, for instance, with Play Days, which was a show that I did for very young children, the under fives, it was a very gentle way of filming. So you had the cameras there, we would catch the action of the children, I would present, I would sing songs, and it was very gentle. Get Your Own Back, by contrast, was very wild, very frenetic. A lot of people moving, a lot of stuff about, a lot of games, a lot of bright colours. And this, getting back with Dave Benson Phillips, it was more... It's filming a sitcom. It's a film, and it's the most amazing thing. It's a great thing. There's lots of waiting around. There's lots of rehearsing of scenes, and then we do it on camera, and it's great. It was a completely different approach, and there were times when we would do things that I knew were comedic, but of course we don't hear the audience laugh, and it's not until in the cut and the edit, you see it happen and it makes sense. So that was different as well. Technically different.
Yeah, cool.
Really different.
So you're on episode 2 at the moment, is that right?
Episode 2, yes, and then episode 3 is out tomorrow, and then we've got 2 more after that.
Oh, lovely. So episode 3 will be out by the time,
by the time this
comes
gone.
out. So how long did that process take, kind of from beginning to end?
Do you know, it took really about a couple of years from the time we actually met each other and sort of discussed actually doing it. So we filmed it all last year, and then this year we've just been putting it in festivals, and we did the Pilot Light Festival in May, and then we're screening, I think, today in Spain. So that's really exciting to sort of put it out in sort of different places, really.
Yeah, but don't forget the award. Don't forget the award.
Yes, we got an award in Minnesota. So that was great.
So as Andrew would normally say, but he's very shy about it. Legitimately, we can actually call ourselves an award-winning series.
Nice. Yeah,
which
that's
is a
good.
great thing.
So how was the idea for the series conceived?
Well, it was because so I did a play that had the Ryan vlogger character in it, and I sent Ryan and another actor to do Dave's show live, Get Your Own Back live, and they did it in character, and we just liked the relationship between Dave and the Ryan character, and we had a little chat afterwards, didn't we? And I just thought there's a nub of something there that we could develop further, and then that sort of became the series. It became completely different to the play, and it became its own sort of thing, really.
Yeah, cool. So Dave, what kind of persuaded you to jump on board with the web series?
Well, I've got to admit, I had been approached in the past by other people who wanted to film me and do comedies or sitcoms or documentaries based on my life, but there was something about Andrew's approach which was absolutely lovely. I think a lot of the people wanted to paint me as a bit of a despicable human being, and the one thing about Andrew was he'd obviously seen that myself as quite a despicable human being and thought he'd just nice me up a bit. But no, I'm just joking. But the fact of the matter was that his approach to the subject matter was really appealing. And it's so easy for me to turn around and say, yeah, I'll do that, yes, I'll do that, and not knowing what these people are going to do. But Andrew was really careful to take on my concerns as well, because when we had worked with each other at Edinburgh, I'd just gone through a pretty sort of nasty time of being myself, I guess, considered a bit of an internet gag, a bit of an internet joke. So I was always very concerned about how I would be portrayed, and Andrew assured me that I would be, as true to life as possible. And he's actually got me pretty spot on. There's a lot of words and phrases that I say, and I do find myself, especially when we were performing, saying, do I really say things like that? Now, this guy had only met me, 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
And he got me battened down for a script that was the pilot, and I'm thinking, that's pretty awesome. I mean, it was Mrs. Phillips, it was actually my wife, who turned around and said, he's managed to harness you after 3 meetings. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of sold on that. So yeah, good go.
So I think in sort of putting it together, I think we're conscious we have a sort of responsibility to people's childhood memories of Dave. So you can't sort of go too far with how you push Dave's character on it, because. And I wanted it to be of a positive, fun tone, I think, the whole way through. And I think, Dave definitely does that with his performance.
Yeah.
No, it was lovely. It was so lovely. And he, I always worried about acting. And with the way that Andrew wrote everything and the way that we worked on everything, I didn't have to worry at all. It was a wondrous thing to do.
I mean, it's big, it's silly, it's over the top. That is the tone we fully embrace, and we have. We just hope people enjoy it. And
So, do you think there'll be a second series?
Well, possibly. That depends really on the audience reaction. So if people like it, tell other people about it, get the word out there, and we might be able to do more with it.
Absolutely, brilliant. So this is not your first time at a convention, but your first time at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I've done a few conventions up north and in the Midlands, and they kind of vary, but this one I know about. This is one of the biggest. Is it the biggest one?
Maybe, yeah. Probably.
In England,
it's the best one.
Well, let's put it this way. I came in this morning with the public. There's a lot of public.
There's a lot, isn't there?
There's a lot of public. I mean, it's really funny when you're walking along the side of the river, and you're looking at several stormtroopers, a Terminator and Sailor Moon, and nobody bats an eyelid.
No,
it's
great.
It's a bit freaky.
Yeah.
I like it. My boy at the moment, my son, he's just going, I know who that is. I know who that is.
Is he here today?
He's here today. He's somewhere.
Lovely.
He's 7 years
Having
old.
a run around.
Yeah, he's having a run around.
Yeah,
and
good.
it's amazing.
Cool.
Amazing.
Have you had a chance to look around yet, either of you?
Do you know?
Not really. No, not yet.
No?
No.
Not yet.
Been so busy, sort of.
Yeah.
Because we hear love this show. Get it back with Dave Benson Phillips, starring me, Dave Benson Phillips, as Dave Benson Phillips.
You had a panel yesterday, is
Yes,
that right?
we did. Yes.
How did that go?
It was really nice, actually. It was. We had some nice questions. We'd be nice to have Dave on the panel today.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you've got another panel?
Yes, so we're doing one each day actually. So we're on at 2 o'clock each
Lovely.
day. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Dave is frozen in time at.
that's all right. So you're doing a panel as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
apparently I'm doing a panel. I've never done a panel before, so that'll be a real first for me.
Yeah. So what are you going to talk about?
Well, I get the honest feeling I might treat it as a bit of a Q&A. I mean, the wonderful thing is,
Yeah.
so we'll say afterwards, any question, as the lights go, any questions?
Yeah, of course.
And if there's lots of coughing, we'll just go.
Yes. We'll wrap it up quite quickly.
Yeah, we'll go, whatever.
Nice. Cool. Well, thank you very much for chatting with us.
No, thank you.
I will
very
leave
much.
you to your adoring fans. I hope you.
I think everybody's gone.
I hope you have a lovely weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to check out the other episodes coming up in this series and check out last series as well. And hopefully we will see you back in May. Thanks for watching.